Hello, everybody, and welcome to VP taking on Chaos. It's going to be an interesting series. We're running right off the back of an Inferno game between Sprout and Prosto and jumping right into this. At least we're going to get a full one this time, Dean.
Yeah, that's an improvement. Unfortunately, with the previous one, of course, we had the initial game that kicked off today going into overtime. So we ended up being a little bit late in. We missed the first half, but not this time. VP versus Chaos. This should be an exciting game, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen now because, of course, Bayali only very recently stepping down from this VP roster. I believe this is. I think they played a couple officials already with Oculicious. But yeah, this is the first time I've seen them, at least with this 5-man roster. So it's going to be an interesting one. Chaos on the T side, VP on the defense. And we're going to be kicking it off already with this opening pistol.
Indeed, we are looking at things. VP have come in with full armor on all players, not opting for a kit anywhere. Chaos, though, investing pretty heavily into utility. And they've already deployed a lot of it, making their way towards the B-bomb site very quickly, where Snatchy's going to try to hold down, getting up close and personal, and finds himself a double. The back being watched by DJL, and he might even fail to get that kill. That was very awkward. Oculicious is eventually going to fall. Unfortunately, that's all they've got to work with. No bomb now, as DJL with 6 HP has to try to clutch this out.
And it's not going to happen. Snatchy finishes him off quickly. It's a body shot from the pistol, of course, being enough to go ahead and close it out. It's Snatchy with a 4K. An impressive round indeed coming true as VP get that opening pistol. As I said, I'm excited to see what this lineup is going to be able to do. Oculicious in instead of Bayali. And even then, I haven't really seen anything from Oculicious on kind of even the lower level team. So I feel like he's been kind of thrown in the deep end a little bit maybe. But then again, are VP really a team that are up there anymore? It's at this point they're trying to prove themselves. It's not about getting back onto the horse or anything. It's a completely new lineup pretty much. It's only Snacks who remains from the original. Which is not something I was expecting to say because it was always kind of, well, VP, they stick together, they don't make changes, they always try and work through their issues, then eventually they started removing players one by one, and now we've got to this point.
Yeah, indeed. I suppose there comes a time where eventually you got to say, to hell with it.
Goodbye to the old guard.
Exactly. Oculicious not having a good time to start it off as he's going to be taken down up close and personal. Mihu able to trade it back, and damage was done onto Watton as well. This isn't going to be an easy game for VP by any means, but they certainly started out well by winning the pistol, and Chaos deciding to take the eco on the back of it to go for a full buy in the next round helps them out even more, allowing a 2-0 to build up. The problem is with so many SMGs in play, I mean, they had 4 starting this off. You can see that when Chaos come into the next round with AKs, even if VP survive with all of their players, they're going to have to reinvest, and they go into a round where they have nothing to work with. That's not good. Bar the AUG. With Mihu going down, again, that just costs them even more, and they're going to be really heavily punished in the next round, even if they do win this one, just for how much they've lost here.
Yeah, it's been a relatively costly round, especially considering there was no investment in this one from Chaos, but it's going to be finished off indeed. Snacks come through with that UMP. It is going to be a quick 2-0 from VP, but as you said, a couple of frags coming through, certainly not too bad. Oculicious was the one who went down immediately to a Glock. Must not have had head armor, I'm not too sure. But either way, this is the buy now from Chaos coming through. The AKs up against what we see from VP is a pretty decent buy. I was going to say we might see a couple of SMGs in play, but Mihu goes straight to the M4. The double op setup actually going to be coming out immediately as well between Snacks and Snatchy. That is a dangerous double op setup on paper, but let's see how it actually goes for them.
I think this is a smart decision from VP, and a much needed one. If they just decided to upgrade whatever needed to be upgraded, as in the players that had to reinvest just took the rifles, they'd be in a very dangerous spot where they'd have no money to reinvest into the next round. Nice shot by Snatchy to open it up. A little bit of banana control maintained for them at least, as they won't have to give up anything to Chaos. And there's Snacks on the other side. There's an op B, let's go A. Nope. They're waiting for you there as well. Now posting up a little bit further back, I mean, Chaos have fallen into the trap. They probably assumed there was only going to be that one op and then the SMGs were around A. Evidently, that's not the case. Now they have to make a move. I mean, they're only 3 players. They have no map control. For all they know, VP are pushing down Banana as we speak. And so time is of the essence.
Yeah, that is the issue. They don't really know what's going on elsewhere on the map right now. So, as you said, forced to just make this commitment come true now ASAP. It's DJL to quickly get one, but still a 2-on-4. I don't know really what their chances are at this point. They're both pushing in from long. There's a couple players in the pit for them to deal with, but Oculus is actually getting tagged down extremely low. I was going to say could make things a little bit dangerous, but it doesn't really seem to be the case. Mihu gets one. And at this point, DJL, he's just backing off. I don't know if there's much that he can do. If he finds that frag, maybe he can save. So, yeah, taking them... apologies, hiccups a little bit. Taking down Veggie, I was going to say, I'd like to see him just kind of make his way down mid, go save that AK, but in the end ends up going back towards long and, of course, dropping to the AWP of Snatchy.
So that's 4 AWP kills in that round, and like you said, Dean, a dangerous double AWP setup on paper and in practice, pushing Chaos back over onto pistols. But I'd like to see them invest into utility even past the flashbangs here. I want to see them buy the smokes, because they know they're up against ops, and I think it makes a lot more sense to come into that with smokes, push down the bomb site fast, close the distance. It is only the one AWP, of course, on Snatchy. We're able to get another out or save over the other this time. As he takes down DJL, he's still peeking and catches Gustafsson trying to pick up the Deeg that had been dropped, and sadly, to no avail. Oh, very nice shot.
Yeah, good shot from Relaxa. You said to no avail, you jinxed it. But either way, it's still a 2-on-4. I don't really see much hope for Chaos in actually winning this round, but if they can get another couple of kills in like that, keep the economy low for VP as they have already, then you can certainly give them some hope then. Coming into the next gun round, there would be a good chance for them to try and break that economy early. Let's see, is Relaxa going to be given any more opportunities on the Deagle? And is Bolton going to be as well? Because we know both of these players can be certainly very scary with these weapons in their hands. And they do actually still have a bit of utility, of course. 4 flashes combined.
We're walking on into the AWP, never ideal. At least it's a low HP player that dies, but unfortunately, right afterwards, Snatchy's finding another. For reference, I think you mentioned it in the chat there, Dean, that a couple of people are wondering why Chaos are coming up as from the US.
America!
America, baby. Well, one of them must have been either playing over there or just, I don't know, VPNing it. Who knows?
No, it's normally whoever the leader of the roster is, wherever they last logged in, it shows that flag. So
yeah, that's what I mean.
Don't know.
It must have been.
It's not one of the players
there.
anyway, because they would have logged in right now wherever they are, and it would have changed
Oh,
the
true.
flag.
Yeah,
So
very true.
maybe the coach if he's not here, maybe the manager. But either way, we know they aren't American. They're definitely Swedish.
Or are they? Have they been found out, Dean?
Dun, dun, dun.
They just have very good Swedish accents.
Maybe.
Have you ever heard them do an interview in Swedish? Hmm?
I don't.
There you go.
Look for things in Swedish. I don't speak Swedish.
There you go. You've never seen it, neither have I.
The only Swedish I know is not suitable for a broadcast.
I know Jag älskar dig, which is I love you.
I love you, I know, yeah. But I know that as well. Okay, that would have been suitable.
The only thing
It's
that's
too
in my
late now.
mind whenever you're around, Dean.
Oh, go away.
Let's see what Chaos are looking for. They've got their AKs and they're all. Relaxes wants to open things up. But that smoke's going to certainly prevent that from happening. 40 seconds left on the clock as they make their way over towards the B-bomb site. Boatin wants to come up behind, so they're very confident that they'll be taking this site uncontested. Veggie's in danger, but catches the head of Relaxa before he's able to use that weapon. That one-shot weapon to take him down, and then very quickly dispatches the other two as they push on through, focused on the op towards the back of the site. But Snatchy is not the one they should be scared of. As Veggie comes through with that, that is 5-0 in favor of VP. And a very strong early scoreline for them. But remember, it is the CT side of Inferno. Considering we've only had pistols and a couple forces along the way, Chaos still have plenty of opportunity to get back into this. The only concerning thing is that so far their full buy rounds haven't looked too good, as VP have wiped the floor with them. It's mainly on the back of the ops as well. I know Veggie did a lot there, but they were so focused on trying to take Snatchy down with that AWP, so scared of him, that it opened up a lot of space for Veggie to do that damage once he took the first kill onto Relaxa.
Yeah, and that just kind of goes down to, I guess, a strong setup from VP overall. I guess something that I'm kind of excited about with this new lineup is that especially with Snacks kind of being now the most experienced player, and of course I'd imagine he's probably the in-game leader. In comparison to the other lineups, maybe they'll listen to him a little bit more. If you know what I mean, like kind of like for the new and upcoming players such as Veggie and Okalicious, mostly because Snatchy and Mihu have quite a lot of experience, Snacks can maybe kind of mold them into playing the CS that he needs for the team, for the style that he wants to succeed. But here we go, Mihu getting aggressive. Open and frag already being found. It is again just pistols and Kevlar in play for that east side. But Bowen does actually manage to find one over on mid, and in the meantime, Relaxa had actually shut down that mid aggression, so a couple potential weapons to actually be picked up. Boten drops the up on long. What is happening, Mitch? It's falling apart very, very quickly.
Hey, we said their full buy rounds weren't looking too good. Didn't comment when they were up against just pistols and armor. At this point, Chaos certainly defying all odds in this round, as it's all onto Veggie, and they kind of have an idea where he is as well. Just going to be backing off over towards the A-bomb site, which is already being cleared out for the most part. Perhaps somewhat of a gamble, as they haven't cleared apps, but they're going to be pushing on through it right now. Splitting in, making sure there's no player there, so they're safe to get that bomb planted. For Veggie, he has a choice. He can go for it and play exits if he wants, but I think saving is probably the best option here. Every little helps. You want to save over as much cash as you can.
Yeah, I mean, that's really all he can do after being left in the 1 versus 4. But either way, a little bit of a tough one there. The aggression, it started off okay with the opening frag actually being found by Mihu, but then he goes down to the Deagle. It was the frag in middle at the same time that allowed, of course, for, I believe it was Boten to just continue fragging. Indeed it was. He shut down the up on long, and at that point the round was just pretty much over. There wasn't really much that could be done. As we can see now, VP, they'll have to reinvest into this one, and although they did win up 5 rounds in a row, it doesn't leave them with all that much money. They have sufficient economy at least to get the full buy in this round. The double up setup comes back out, but that's an expensive buy. So if they end up losing this one, that's when they're in trouble and could be looking at the eco.
So an important round develops for VP, but it's equally as important for Chaos as they look towards things they don't want to fall back on their full buy rounds as they have before. This is where they want to build up the momentum and continue to get points on the board on their terrorist side.
Yeah, build it up as early as you can. My dog's been a little bit loud.
Indeed, we can. It's that kind of day. Dogs going at it.
A lot of family stuff going on, so there's sadly lots of people knocking at the door. That starts her off.
Sure. That's life, Dean. That's life. The 5-1 right now. Push comes in. Chaos need this round, and again they're going to send Boten over towards that A bomb site. This time though, selling somewhat of a fake. Before he kind of just wanted to rotate over towards B through the CT spawn and catch off the players, but they had no success in taking the bomb site itself, thanks to the AWP setup we've seen. They're rocking again that double op setup. It's Snacks that's sitting over towards the A bomb site. He'll be given quite a little bit of contact, it seems, because whilst Boten had previously faked out A, they now fake B with utility usage and go towards A. It's not done too much. It's dragged Mihu more towards the B side of CT spawn, but he will have a relatively quick rotation. He's already on his way as they've spotted them out, but a very quick push descends over towards short, and now things get a little bit dangerous. Okalicious from the pit has to get a lot of work done. What will he be able to do past? Whoa! Okay! Very, very quickly, 4 kills come in within the space of about half a second. And we're done.
I mean, if that didn't happen, then they were in a lot of trouble, considering the time was so low. I would have been very worried indeed, but yeah, that was swift. Finished off by Chaos in that round. VP now looking at the eco, as they do just get a couple of upgraded pistols, and a pause even gets called true. Wouldn't be too surprised if this was called in by VP. Perhaps a tactical. If it is, though, they'd be more so focused on this upcoming round than the current one. I don't really expect them to buy much in this one at all. Again, as I said, maybe just a few upgraded pistols to come out. Veggie could drop a little bit, but even then, if they want to try and get the op setup out again, then Veggie ideally needs to save and drop an op over to either Snacks or Snatchy, most likely Snatchy, of course, in this next round.
Dean, I don't know if you've ever played Ghost Recon, but or Splinter Cell actually. There's
Which one?
uh
A lot of Ghost Recon and a lot of Splinter Cell games.
the
I've
one
played
with the
some of
one with the red picture. I can't remember the name.
the red picture. Thank you, Mitch.
No problem. All good. There's a feature in it where you can mark targets and then execute them all at once, and it looks like they just did that. Like 4 players shoot bullets at the exact same time. 3 headshots with AKs and M4s found, and then was relaxed on the AWP as well.
Yeah, a
That
little
was
bit
incredible.
of dead eye.
Yeah, indeed. It was beautiful.
Just a well-coordinated attack, of course. But yeah, as we said, VP now looking at this eco. There's some place some upgraded pistols, but flying out a balcony, it's Plesson who just owns them all. One by one they fall. It's going to be Boatin the chime in as well with a frag. And with that, the bomb now goes down. A 5-on-1. It's Snatchy who's left to try and make this a somewhat costly round, and I'm not expecting really much to be given over to him. This should be all 5 players surviving for Chaos, and unless they try and hunt them down and make some mistakes, which they shouldn't be, because they know they're up against the eco, and they don't want to really risk giving away these rifles, of course. Go 5-3. So Chaos off the back of pretty much the first 2 buy rounds that they were able to take in their favor do recover this into a decent position already. Buy again though coming out for VP. This time though it's not the double up setup, just the one on Snatchy. Snack's going to be relegated down to an AUG. It's still a scoped weapon, so let's see what he's going to be able to get done. Little pre-fire actually coming through right there on the Snatchy, dinks him up and off the corner. You can see, of course, in this one, VP happy enough to just give up that banana control. They were looking to try and instead hold a bit more of a passive angle. The hope, of course, being that the upper would maybe be able to catch off the first player who peeks just to take a man advantage, and then they could revert to a slightly more passive setup again. Or rather be even more happy with that passive setup. But let's see. As I said, the banana control being taken early on in favor of Chaos. They did at least trade some damage back and forth. Looks like they're going to begin to actually push into the smoke now. This could be dangerous. Veggie boots it up onto that plant position in the CT spawn, is able to find one, and follows it up with a little bit more damage as he spams through. We will actually see Chaos, of course, finding control of the bomb site, meaning they should get that bomb planted ASAP. But it is still the man advantage for VP, of course. This could get dangerous. Veggie, I was going to say, with the wall bang potential, eventually finds it onto Freddy Frog. Had taken both just seconds before. Snatchy is able to go ahead and take down DJL, who takes a hopeful peek from the dark corner, leaving it all onto Relaxa now in a 1 versus 5. It has to be the ace clutch, and although he has 1, that doesn't give me too much extra hope. The smoke goes down, and with that, the defuse should be relatively easy, although there's no defuse kit in play. So if Relaxa can take this one down now, there's always a chance. Oh, he does the damage, but he's not able to stop the defuse as of yet. It's so close. Is he going to be able to find it? Not quite, unfortunately. He takes down 4 players, but the round win goes in favor of VP. That was so close. I believe he actually lined them up for the collateral, but sadly wasn't able to take down the player in the back that was on the bomb. No defuse kit on anyone. It was a full 10-second defuse. A little bit unfortunate right there for Relaxi. He tried his best. 6-3 though. VP, they take that, well, rather than taking the lead back, rather they extended just a little bit further up to 6-3 now. See what the plan is. Of course, they've been able to reinvest at least, taking those previous rounds with a few players alive in each of them. They built up enough for 1 buy to at least come true, but as you can see, it's not perfect. Utility wise, it is quite limited. There's 1 defuse kit in play. There's an MP9 for Rockalicious. It certainly could be a little bit stronger. Looks like Chaos actually are going to try and take this one quickly. Again, they have so much money themselves built up that they can kind of gamble at this point, even though they only won a few rounds in a row. They had taken them cleanly, and a split towards the A bomb site now is going to be the goal. Snacks gets 1, Snatching was able to do the same before he went down, and now it's Mihu on the bomb side who steps up when it's needed. A quick double frag, leaving it all onto Botan. He gets one, but he's taken down low in the meantime, making his way through Graveyard, drops into the 1v1, and finds the headshot on Veggie. A 1 versus 3 clutch for Botan, as he destroys the hopes of VP and destroys their economy with it. This is a crazy game so far. Rounds that shouldn't be taken by one side end up going in their favor. Chaos, of course, they picked up that eco round, I believe it was, to get their first round on the board. Then they were able to go ahead and get it done with the guns. And now coming out right there with a massive 1 versus 3. This could be a little bit better for VP right now. They were up 5-0 at one point. Since then, they've taken 1 out of the last 5 rounds. And of course, looking at an eco yet again means we should see a 5th for Chaos. Oh, and then with bypass blessing. Easy frags indeed. 3-man spray down. He may eventually fall to the V2000, and indeed he will as the bullets run low. But it's not a massive deal since they still have a man advantage and a massive advantage as well in terms of the firepower that they have available. Of course, it is only the default pistols for VP. And now only snatch you with 4. 4 HP, 3 opponents to find. I don't give him too much hope in this. If you could find a weapon to save, that'd be nice. But I'm not sure if that's going to be allowed. And I was going to say I'm not too sure what those weapons were. But then of course, Freddy Frog rather than Gustafsson coming in and cleaning it up, that throws me off sometimes. I'm used to just reading the name that's on screen, Mitch.
Yeah, indeed. But you gotta get used to it. Gotta roll with it. Yeah, at least the one thing we can be thankful for is the fact that they're separated here. Chaos space and then the name VP space. So many teams don't do that, and it hurts. I'm gonna feed in with lowercase letters, but we're all good here. Looking at it, 6-5. Chaos pulling off that comeback a little bit, but they lose the opening kill here. Not ideal. As Gustafsson goes down, Nade follows through from the T side, or CT side. Rather, it was Alkalicious. Small bit of damage on the plasma, but it's not the worst in the world. And, you know, all in all, right, whoop, okay. All in all, right now, we're seeing a similar setup, walking over towards A. He finds a kill this time. Not playing it quite as passive, quite as slow as before, where we saw him kind of throwing utility over towards that A bomb side and just taking his time outside of that. My real question is, you know, even in a 4v4, are we going to see Chaos walking away with this round? They're running that clock down quite a bit. Utility thrown towards the B bomb site certainly indicates the hit's going to come through there. VP don't want to commit just yet to a rotation, just in case it is going to be a fake. But it looks like it is going to be full commitment. 33 seconds on the clock, and great kills by Veggie, a third as well. Walking through the smoke! DJL can't survive either. A 4-piece for Veggie to close it out. He's been having a hell of a game so far. That B defense is just all him.
Eat your veggies or he'll eat you. That's really the way to put it, Mitch. 7-5. The issue for VP right now, again, is after taking a 5-0 lead, it's just not ideal. They were looking at a potentially great half, and now they're in a position where they're fighting to try and make it a half that they can be happy with. 7-5, I mean, it's not bad, but the issue is if Chaos take even 2 more rounds, and they put themselves in a pretty good position no matter what. But here we go. Molotovs towards Banana in control, looking to try and come in from Chaos. For the moment, it has been slowed down, but on the other hand, it is going to be the CTs looking to try and get aggressive. It was Veggie who went forward, trying to carry over that momentum and the confidence from the previous round, but it backfires heavily, Mitch.
Well, look, backfires is certainly the way I'd put it, but the problem really is that Chaos have already got 5 rounds on the board. They've got the chance to pull off a pretty decent half if they can find this, and with Snatchy going down, that seems quite likely. The B-bomb side overrun now by the terrorist side and into a 5v3. Do we even see VP going for this? I mean, I would certainly recommend just saving on the A-bomb side at this point. A retake is difficult enough even if it was a 3v3, but considering the lack of money on Veggie and Snacks for the next round, and the fact there's a 3v5, I think they kind of want to save over at least 2 weapons here. There's an upgrade for Alkalicious at least.
Yeah, that's nice. Also, a little bit of extra money, extra $300 for Snacks just from finding the frag. Never too bad. It's not a lot, but it adds up over time. But either way, yeah, 6 for Chaos now. As I said, it's all about kind of just getting another couple of rounds here on the board for Chaos, grinding that out on the T side, and it's been a real struggle for VP now, having let 6 of the last 8 rounds go, which is not what you want to be saying when you're on that CT side. If they hadn't got off to a strong start and picked with the pistol, etc., then we could be looking at a really dominant performance right now from Chaos. Here we go. And as you said, with those 3 weapons being saved over, we will see the buy again from VP, but if they lose this one, then Chaos are looking at a potential lead at half-time.
Yeah, pretty good T-side building up for Chaos. And okay, deep nade goes through. Good damage on the DJL on the back of it. Plessing down to 79 as well. And still plenty more frag grenades to be deployed. Oh, a nice shot by Snatch. He even takes DJL down. Luckily, he was low, so at least it's the 50 HP player peeking into the AWP. But that's a very small positive for the T side. Returning the frag is Boatin again opening it up from apartments, this time down towards short area. Nade is heard flying through, and Mihu re-peeks with a smoke in hand. That's never ideal. Snack's about to be traded out as well as the CT side falls apart. Snatchy and Veggie look to retake A, but again, think of the economy. Very little money coming through over on the CT side in the next round. I think it's about time to go for another save.
Just about. It really has to be. The op and the Ogly should be carried over. They're working with a pretty decent amount of loss bonus, I suppose, but it's still not great because it's not really going to give them a buy. Getting, I believe, $2,900 if I recall correctly. So it's not amazing. It should give them enough for Snacks to drop over a rifle. Veggie could maybe drop over a FAMAS if they wanted. Snacks would be able to buy for himself just about. Maybe Mihu if he's willing to sacrifice a little bit, but here we go. They're actually managing to find the frags at least, so confirming that they will stay alive. It's Chaos to just allow for Relaxit and Boatin to just chill in the pit as they survive the explosion. But 7-7 now at halftime, which this is not what I was expecting after we seen VP started off with a 5-0 lead. It's not looking good. Chaos here on this T side are putting up a great performance. They do actually have a better buy than I thought they were going to over on the VP side. Again, a little bit limited in terms of utility, but I mean, it could be worse.
Yeah, it could be worse. And thinking about Inferno, though, you do want to be rocking in with at least some utility. Mihu without a smoke, Snacks as well. I mean, it could limit them a little bit later on, but he starts off well with a kill, pushing down middle to try and make up for the lack of utility. They take map control. Snacks is traded out as Snatchy falls. And so we're into a 3v3. One AWP down. And the T side ultimately benefit from this kind of situation. Snacks misses the shot on such a narrow doorway as well. Boatin is happy to survive that. Lucky to, but walks away with the A-bomb side control in his hands. Alkalicious has crept around behind short and is looking to find Boatin, but he's going in through apartments. Grants a little bit of time for Boatin to take a position. His teammates still haven't rotated over just yet. Veggie has that information. Alkalicious hasn't spotted anybody else on short. And I think he even hears Boatin moving towards middle. The timing looks so bad, but Alkalicious peeks down at the wrong moment. The shoulder's spotted and he's eliminated. It's all on Veggie. They know he's a B player. So they're going to rotate the bomb over towards the A-bomb side, but they're going to try to pincer him off here. This is a risky enough decision. He has the potential to take 3 1v1s. Well,
yeah.
As Boatin groups up at least. Only 2.
I mean, I don't know if he's going to expect this flank coming through, to be fair. As you were saying, yeah, if they were kind of taking the fights one by one and the 2 players on A weren't working together, then it certainly could have been dangerous. It should be okay. A little bit of a gap in the smoke gave some hope over to Veggie, but in the end, not able to get it done. It will be the final frag coming through for Boatin. And with that, a lead at halftime, 8-7 for Chaos. Again, taking 8 of the final 10 rounds after going down 5-0. That is not something that normally happens over on the T side of Inferno. Sure, it's not a super CT-sided map, but it's definitely a CT-sided map. And when you're up 5-0, it's definitely, again, I just want to say it's definitely CT-sided. You should be in a good position. The main issue for VP was, even when they were picking those rounds up at the beginning, they weren't too convincing. So, yeah, I'm worried now. Coming onto that T side, they need to pick up that pistol and maybe show us that they still have the capability to get that plow rolling. Maybe Snacks can bring it back.
I'm going to get the plow started up, get the engine rolling, guzzling up that diesel, and see if they can move on through. Because at the moment, 8-7 looks very good for Chaos, like you were saying. It's a CT-sided map, and coming in with a one-round advantage certainly helps you out on your CT side. Let's see what VP can do as they come in with utility themselves, 2 smokes, a Molotov, and 2 flashbangs. We do see a player avoid head armor on the CT side, but surprisingly, it's not to take a kit. DJL takes a full set of utility, a nade, a smoke, and a flashbang. That's certainly uncommon. Usually a player will take some utility alongside a kit. Alkalicious doesn't jump around the corner in time. Catch Pleasant off on an immediate trade, but does win out the battle eventually, putting it into a 4v4.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, that should favor the T side, but the issue is that right now, VP, they have no control elsewhere on the map, so if they want to go back, they need to start doing so now, try and get some control towards mid, etc., which it looks like they will be doing. I like this. They're not just going to be committing to B because that's where they got the control early on. The issue is they do leave Snacks to try and lurk and sell a little bit of a fake, and in the meantime, he gets taken down. Freddy Frog should find info soon that it's coming towards A as well, and with the repeat coming through, finds a quick headshot. Oculicious was tempted to try and face it, but he decides against that as the bomb has to be picked up and brought to the bomb site. It's a 4 versus 2 now for VP. A positive is there's no defuse kit currently in the possession of Chaos, so as the bomb goes down, the time... it will be a little bit more awkward for Chaos to work against, of course, with a 10-second defuse rather needed than 5, but it doesn't matter, Mitch, because the headshots are just too quick at this point. I don't get a chance to process anything. A very one-sided pistol right there from Chaos. It started off okay for VP, but it just fell apart quickly.
Just to clarify, when I said avoid head armor, I obviously meant to avoid armor. On the pistol round, most players avoid head armor simply by not being able to afford it.
I mean, remember when you could? Remember when you could get a kill at the start, then go buy the full Kevlar? And I remember there used to be... some teams used to get a deagle, get a kill down mid, get it dropped over to a player then, and then that player, as long as he was able to get that kill quickly down mid on those 2 rather, then he was able to just buy up a full Kevlar with it, including the head armor. I remember that used to be a thing, and sometimes you'd even see a Mach 10 coming out. One player can buy that up and drop it over to someone else with a body armor. Yeah, I seen Schnapples just said add a Dust 2 Mach 10 round 1. Yeah. You can do that with Deagles as well, though, as long as the player who picked up the Deagle got a quick kill from the spawn and then just bought the armor.
I just remember the time that you had the ability to buy a weapon on the pistol round that one-shot body shotted and could fan the hammer really quickly, and you could jump shot with it as well. That was fantastic.
You also killed 3 people in 1 bullet to the body.
As a player that that played B apps on Mirage, I have to say, when the revolver came out, I had a lot of fun. Jump shotting everyone. This should be a quick round. The crossfire on long and short was perfect for the CTs, and a 10th round picked up on double digits. Now they're looking to finish this off without giving VP a chance, but this is where they need to stop things. VP coming in with full AK-47s alongside utility, which is overflowing. They got 1 shot. Of what? 1, 2, 3 full buys between Chaos and 16-7. It's definitely a long enough run.
It's doable. Again, we do know that VP we don't know if they're capable piece at Inferno anymore, but they used to be. At least we know Snack certainly has the strategy book to lead his team with. How have they actually done on this map in general? The CT side clearly not amazingly, but an opening frag at least been found to kick off this opening gun round. It's in favor of VP, of course. Oh, that is a wild peek from DJL. I don't know how he's actually allowed to make that work. Snatchy, I guess, had to be careful as he didn't want a team kill, but DJL just allowed to find that and fall back. Free kill from Bolton as well.
No, maybe 2.
Wait. Oh, trigger patience wasn't really working out too well. As you said, maybe 2 if he waited a little bit longer, but he took the first shot, the head kick, the bounce back on the head, made the follow-up bullets miss, sadly. But he got the kill in the end. It's a 3-on-3. Just trades back and forth with the weaponry favoring VP. With them being on the T side, they are still in a favorable position here, I'd say. As long as they can go forward and trade out efficiently, they should be all right. But let's see, because DJL pushing up on short now. He has an opportunity, catches Snacks, as he has a flash in his hands, unfortunately. And then the MP9 from long range as well to take Mihu out. It's all on Snatchy. He has to pull off the 1 versus 3. He's got the first frag, and he's got the bomb. Oh, as he actually taps it to try and force the fight. Wanted to bring it to the 1 versus 1, but the issue is now that gave both players time to just group up and push in together. So when he finally went to actually get the bomb down, he realizes that there's not really much that he can do. 11-7 for Chaos.
11-7, a strong lead built up, and despite VP having a pretty good shot at that round, they don't get a bomb plant, and so they're focusing on the utility, actually, alongside pistols coming into this one. 5 fragmentational grenades, and it's Banana that's going to be their target. Pleasant, luckily, is playing passive enough to not be affected by them. Only 2 nades go up towards Banana for now. Eventually deploying the rest of them, but again, not really doing too much. Pleasant with an AWP only lit down by 13 HP. And VP are going to really struggle to get the work done here. Without armor, you're going to see DJL rip them to shreds. Pleasant's obviously got the AWP for the ranged battle as well, and here comes the fight. DJL doesn't manage to find anything as Pleasant with an AWP picks up 1, but it's an op. You don't want to be rocking that up against these pistols. Up nice and close. He hasn't even got a backup pistol in play. This could be very awkward. He's going to wait for his teammates to rotate in. On the back of it, VP managed to get themselves a bomb plant. Actually, a really promising opportunity to find the round.
Yeah, indeed. The AK on Veggie, though, will kind of have to be the one to, I guess, get the frags from this point forward, mostly. There certainly is an opportunity. 1 flash as well in play. If that can be used effectively, rather, maybe for them to push in towards construction exactly as they do, then it certainly could be useful. Oculus just goes down, but Snatchy did manage to trade. Kept it in a decent position. The bomb's actually ticking away now. Veggie able to get 1 to delay. The bomb is going to be just stuck at this point, but Relax has to hold it down. And indeed he does. The defuse just about comes true as Chaos managed to inch that round out, but that was a lot closer than they would have hoped for.
Very close indeed. I mean, at this point, 12-7. Chaos are the ones that are looking strong for sure. But VP, will they be able to walk away with a buy round? We want to see them do it.
I mean, at this point, I want to see them run away with it because I feel like it does need to be convincing if they really want a chance to start building this back up, because even if they just get the 1, then it's just a tough spot. Sure, the economy of Chaos isn't great, but they'd be able to buy up onto at least 3 of the players. Some good damage, actually. The wall bang on the Pleasant over in the apartments. I was gonna say the advantage being found, but they line up for Freddy Frog. But in the meantime, the mid control being given up allows for Mihu to advance forward. He has the assistance as well of Oculicious, and although he does actually find that opening kill over on Arch, he does get dinked down in the meantime. So a 3v3 that still really could go either way at this point. And by that I mean either team could win it, and it could really be either bomb site that they aim towards, as it looks like it will be B. At least as they go to get the bomb back in that direction, it's most likely.
Here come the smokes raining over towards the B bomb site. This is just not ideal for Pleasant. Luckily, Boaton's on a pretty quick flank. He suspected this and is already rushing up the Banana. Mihu with low HP is about to be caught out in the back, indeed, his head taken off. The bomb being planted, flashbang goes in to try and push them off that angle, but they do still get that bomb down. A 3v2 retake. It still puts VP in a pretty nice position if they can find the opening pick.
Yeah, but they will need to do so. A bit of utility still in play for that CT side as well. A nade for Pleasant. Couple of smokes, that 1 flash that now has been thrown in, but it's not very effective. Oculish is able to get 1 quickly. Pinned in towards second oranges though and dropped low. It gets dangerous now as it's all on Snatchy in the back corner. And although he finds the first headshot, that's all that's allowed. Boaton 1 HP. And very little time for the defuse, but he does of course have enough. There's about a second or so spare. About 1 second, 1 HP, 1v1. There was lots of ones. It came down to a close round there. But again, VP just not being able to take them. Although Chaos are barely winning these rounds, it doesn't really matter too much because they're getting so close to the finish line.
Indeed, just on the edge, but 3 rounds left to go. Are Chaos going to be able to walk away with this? Well, that's a question that's going to be answered very shortly, and it could be answered by this double op setup. Relaxa and Pleasant, both competent oppers, great nades down middle. Deals damage to Mihu, puts him down to 57. As VP come into this with an op of their own, but they fully invested AKs and utility alongside it. Here goes the util out towards the top and middle. Snacks is going to be dropping, but doesn't get it over to the corner. So Button should be able to stay alive. Although I think they still dropped the smoke on it nonetheless. Oh, this is a good read. Chaos know that's a hit over towards B as the utility comes in. Opening kill by Pleasant. There was no smoke down towards CT already. VP relocate though. They want to hit A now. They've decided after seeing that AWP still in play.
Yeah, they're actually going back over, as you said, being kind of ward away from that B bomb site for the moment. A little bit of a split looking to try and come through, and as you can see, it's Bolton alongside, I believe that is the op of Relaxa to try and actually hold down that A bomb site. Snacks found the opening. Pleasant was able to return away his op, and eventually Relaxa steps up to actually drop the bomb. I was going to say it was a little bit awkward for Pleasant as he was trapped a little bit in the spawn, but he's okay now. Snacks coming forward. A smoke down on the bomb site gives him a little bit of room to work with, but it's VP and Oculicious that remain. And speaking of Oculicious, he's doing his best to try and pull this round back in favor of VP right now, but he's in trouble because he's about to be peeked by two different players on long. One from Arch, one from Library, and now Snacks is just completely surrounded with no hope as he goes down.
Indeed, it is falling apart for VP here on the T side. I mean, Chaos are doing such a good job in these rounds, and now surviving with 3 players. They still have to get some reinvestment, and it's going to cost them. Boatin, Pleasant, Gustafsson, DJL, all too low to buy in the next round if they lose this. So VP can really start to build them up. Yeah, the other thing about it is obviously Inferno's a map that you can take those force buys on, so we may even see Chaos do that if they lose here. But even that is a questionable decision, like a questionable thing. Questionable reality, that's the word. If they lose here, okay, good night. Relax is low HP as well. Pushing down, Veggie's trying to catch him off, knows he's got an op, no time to get away, and it's a 2v5. This has got to be a save from Chaos as the bomb goes down. VP doing the same thing. They want to plan somewhere else. And this gives them the safer option to save towards the pit at least. Lessons last alive, finds himself one, just going to save over the M4 to try and bolster down the economy in the next round. Presumably they will go for a force buy. And again, CT side Inferno, it's certainly viable.
Yeah, I'm trying to think right now if they are actually going to buy up around this. I don't really want to see them do it, but I feel like they will just because DJL's double eco, as is Freddy Frog kinda, and especially with that one weapon being saved over, with Relaxa having enough to buy himself if he wanted even a glass cannon up. I think we may just see this investment coming through. Pleasant could probably drop off a mass maybe, but yeah, VP they're still a long way behind right now. It's not the start of the comeback as of yet. If they're able to go ahead and actually take down this one, get that eco round then as well, and take down that next gun round, that's when I begin to kind of give them some hope to actually make it happen. But as I said, Relaxa, he had the possibility for the glass cannon up. He's going to go for a Pleasant with the saved over M4, an MP9 in play as well for DJL. It's not terrible. There's actually an opportunity here for Chaos to try and get this one done.
Definitely the chance. Let's see if it pulls through. A little bit of banana aggression coming through as Pleasant gets down there and spots out nobody up close. Smoke towards the bottom as he's going to attempt to take that control, so he just has to stay posted and they can get a quick rotation to A, but VP are already going to be hitting this bomb site. They're not going to have time to get the rotation in. Gustafsson doesn't find it. What's Relaxa doing? Out in the open, not even watching it. He was flashbanged by Snatchy, but with another kill on the bottom, that's the hopes for this round dissipated well and truly as it's 14-9. A save from Chaos, and even at that, they won't buy in the next round, so double digits should be reached by VP.
Yeah, should be finding the double digits, as you said, which is good for them, slowly building back into this one, of course, but let's see. The M4 still being saved over the MP9. This next round should actually be the eco, but there'll still be an opportunity for some damage at least to be brought in. VP, of course, they're going to be able to keep all 5 players alive in this round. It builds up a little bit of money for them, but they're in a position anyway where if they end up losing one round, suddenly they're facing off against map point anyway, so it wouldn't be the biggest of deals. They would really need enough for one buy at all times to build up, but let's see. Taking this round convincingly, as we said, they should be able to find double digits now unless we see some miracles coming through from Pleasant on that M4, and he's been having a decent game so far, so you can't completely count them out. Freddy Frog and DJL have been a little bit slow though, which is somewhat surprising. Usually two of the I want to say two of the stronger fraggers, but I feel like everyone on this Chaos side frags relatively equally, which is good to see. It is kind of rather, which is normally a good thing to see from them, but it's not really happening in this game. Instead, a couple of the players kind of leading the way.
It's a fairly good game, I think, all in all for Boitan. He's feeling pretty good. 25 on the board. I'm surprised that Pleasant and Relaxa aren't having even stronger games. They've had lots of opportunities with the double op setup that have just been shut down. Specifically, the last 2 rounds, their ops haven't really had a whole lot to say, which is a little bit uncommon. With the weapons that were saved over for the previous round, the ideal kind of outcome is finding a couple kills and saving over 1 or 2 more weapons. Definitely maybe the M4 for Pleasant, DJL if he can upgrade, and I'd consider that a success in the round. VP should be able to walk away with the victory, considering the fact that they haven't even got any further pistols upgraded. It's just 3 USPs. And the fact that DJL is all alone on the B-bomb side.
Yeah, with an MP9. It's not ideal. Pleasant actually is going to begin to rotate around already, but he probably won't be able to get in towards the site before his smoke goes down from VP, so I don't know if he's going to be allowed to do too much. We see a couple more rotations coming over, those players with the default pistols, so a little bit of a stack of these coming through, but let's see how it's going to go. A 2-for-2 trade so far, certainly not the worst of ways it could have gone, but eventually it is VP to go ahead and deal with the threat that was that stack, I guess, over towards the BCT spawn. They weren't actually on the site itself. But yeah, cleaned up quickly, Boatin the last man standing, only has a USP, so there's not really anything to lose. I guess if he wanted, could go see if he could perhaps even try and retrieve a weapon or even get one more frag out of this.
He's trying to poke away at them, keep them on the site for a little bit longer. But doesn't look to be all too successful. Holding down behind the fountain, flanked out by Veggie as well. Veggie's probably going to be the one to deal with him. Oh no, okay, it's snatching. He peeks out wide. Lands the headshot, but with only a USP, that's not too much of a concern. 14-10. That is the scoreline. We're sitting on VP getting a little bit of momentum over on their T side. And Chaos actually looking for just the pistols and armor in this round. So this should be VP walking away with another, but again, pistol armor can be super dangerous on this map. Specifically when you're running into the CT side with them.
Oh, right down the banana. I was going to say maybe there was an opportunity for DJL to just quickly find that frag, but I'm not too sure if he was really too aware of Oculus just being in that position. Will eventually go down, but a good bit of damage coming in as Pleasant was dropped to 27 HP, but Freddy Frog, he can do one better in that and returning the damage. He takes a quick headshot on the Deagle. And that's a 4-on-3 now, Mitch. So a man advantage in play for Chaos. The AK actually been swapped over to a healthier player as well, which is good to see. And is this the round that Chaos can finally take to put themselves up on the map point? If they do it with this weak investment, then VP will be completely heartbroken. And at that point then, the best they could do would be 5 rounds in a row for overtime. So hopefully, for their own sake, they will be able to recover this one. And as they head towards B, it is just going to be Boatin with that AK for them to try and overcome. I mean, in some ways it's worrying, but it's perhaps better than walking into a stack of 3 towards A. As long as they can trade the AK, then they're still in a decent position.
Well, okay, the Molotov's going to mean they don't even need to trade him. Just making sure that AK is bailing on out of the site. And they'll find a safe bomb plant. At least unless Pleasant decides to just rally through that smoke, which it looks like he's contemplating. Going straight towards Banana, knowing there'd be a player set up there. Luckily, Mihu's in position to take him down and put it back to the 3v3. Boitan falls as well. And things start to look pretty bad. Relaxa comes in on a Deagle and manages to retrieve the AK. And they may just consider a save at this point. 2v3, no kits to play with. Flashbangs go in. Relax is in position to catch Snacks off, but he wasn't looking. Is he still going to go for this? In a 1v2, there's no time anymore to get that defuse in. He's got to just get out of there.
Yeah, That's all that he can do. Good damage though. Overall, it was a decent round. Again though, the problem is for VP, they have enough to buy once again, no matter what happens. So it's not really too big of a deal that they were able to just get those 3 frags, or well, 4 in the end, because actually we see another player going down to the bomb. As we said, plenty of money to reinvest. They still have enough left over for a full buy if they do end up losing a round. So it's up to Chaos now to start trying to finish this out before it gets out of hand. If we see VP taking this round, then it's likely coming up to 14-13 before another buy comes out for Chaos. If they lose that one, then it's VP looking at taking map point. So a couple of gun rounds potentially for VP to go if they want to make this comeback happen. It's looking more and more likely. Although early on in this one, with a lot of damage coming through from the nades onto Mihu, it does make this one a little bit complicated. Also, Relax already on the up towards apartments is going to be given the opportunity as Veggie goes down.
It's indeedy 14-11. This is starting to look a little bit better for Chaos with the opening kill going their way on Relax. And if they don't have the double up setup that we've seen before, Pleasant this time on an AUG, he's holding Banana all by himself. VP gearing up towards the A bomb site, rather, could be a bit of a mistake as they're rushing right on into 4 players. Haven't yet fully committed, but with the utility deployed, you'd imagine this is going to be a take here. 50 seconds on the clock. They've got plenty of time to reassess it.
I mean, they kind of have to, as you said, you'd imagine it is going to be the hit towards A. The fact that they don't have Banana control means they don't really have the option to go back. Going forward, though, really seem to be working out too well for them. It is indeed being held down by Chaos right now. It's all on Snatchy. What the hell was that second shot through the smoke? It's the no-scope on the Relax It. Do not give this away, Chaos. Do not let this happen for Snatchy. And this should be an easy kill for DJL to finish it off. But those were 3 amazing frags right there to even give himself an opportunity. Problem is he falls short. And with that, it's 15-11. You know what it's like to fall short, Mitch, don't you?
I know what it's like to fall perfectly average. Let's put it that way.
No.
Yeah, looking at 15-11. Rounds are looking good for Chaos. They need one more, obviously. VP still come in with a strong economy, though. Strong buy, full util to play with. I mean, this isn't going to be a clear-cut victory by any means. As we look towards it, lots of utility used towards Banana. Doesn't see any benefit until now. Alkalicious gets lit up heavy. Snatchy even takes a little bit of damage as well. But it's far from over. Just on the back of a little bit of damage won't help you out too much. We need to see Chaos finding the openings if they're to close this out here and now. VP spread out, but they are looking for the A bomb site, ultimately claiming a little bit of short control and coming in through the apartments. The bomb already sitting towards the top and middle as well.
Another smoke goes down over towards Long, so if VP want to go forward on Long right now, either they go through the smoke or they wait for a while, and it looks like they will go through it. That's going to give away the info, at least to Bolton now, the utility being thrown out. Molotov, though, going to keep him from being able to peek. And the issue with that is now that they potentially could actually be wrapping through the CT spawn if they wanted, which they are going to begin to go for. Working into the spawn, they could still take it back towards A if they wanted, and if they're given this frag, they probably will. Bolton pushing forward in Library could be in trouble. He's checking up close. He realizes that he does just have to try and deal with Mihu, but is he going to be able to? The answer is no. But it's elsewhere that Pleasant steps up. He holds down B, he drops the bomb, and then now it's the 2 players coming in from Banana that he has to try and deal with. And I was going to say had a good angle, but he's not able to make it work. And Veggie again steps it up for VP.
With that bomb going down, all 3 members of VP are pretty low, but the problem is it's just not going to be easy to win for Chaos. Caught behind a smoke, you have to go for a save. They want to carry these weapons forward to the next round, and so a 2v3 that was winnable ends up in a 15-12 scoreline for VP, who now look pretty good, all things considered. I mean, they need to win out, what, like next round, Chaos will maybe go for a bit of a force in the back of 2 weapons saved over. If they do that and VP win, then one more full buy.
I don't want to see them go for the force, though. If they had full loss bonus, I'd understand, because then they could drop over the weapons and get the full buy anyway, but I believe they're getting $2,400, if I recall correctly. Indeed they do, so It's not amazing. I mean, let's see. Maybe they will. They could drop over one weapon from Freddy. Frog Blessing could buy for himself, so it's possible. But I want to see them just taking the best buys that they can. I don't want to see them going, okay, we can buy in here somewhat. We can get some rifles. We can maybe just put one player on an SMG, limit the utility, etc. That's not what I want to see. I want to see them making sure that into this next round they're going to have everything they want to try and finally close this one out.
Well, VP are looking for Banana. This could be dangerous up against the pistols. Gives them a little bit of an opportunity. There we go. DJL opens it up onto Snatchy, but the Deagle swings out for more. Alkalicious is in danger. Even goes down to 21 HP. Still a couple of players sitting around here. Plesson's caught in the open. They might not suspect another player to be around this area, though. The Molotov certainly indicates they do. Barton sets off the Deagle, but doesn't find a kill on the back of it. But watch out, because Relax is coming in. He's towards the CT spawn, and if he gets an angle on these guys, they're in a lot of trouble. That bomb just being planted behind the smoke safely. Relaxa doesn't get an angle just yet, but eventually it's going to dissipate, and they have a choice now to go for this. I think it's probably the right call, in all honesty, with that kill on the Veggie. Surely Gustafsson's going to come all the way through CT. I mean, there's barely time for that rotation. I think pushing up Banana was the only option there, really.
I mean, his teammates need to go forward pretty much now. He's going to have to just join them late. Because this is getting awkward for the time. You can see he's coming in, but the bomb's taken away. Mihu, he flanks in through construction, gets 2 quick headshots. And Snacks, of course, he was hungry in the meantime as well. He had a quick snack. It was just a 1 frag. He didn't feel like a full meal, you know? He let the majority of the work be done by Mihu. But either way, it gets VP that 13th round. 2 now in the difference. The buy going to be coming out for Chaos, of course. But if they don't make this one work, then they're working with a limited buy into what is, well, at least the final round of regulation. It could be an overtime at that point then. So this is looking awkward. Let's see. Chaos, they were looking so good to just take this as a pretty one-sided victory, and that's just not happening anymore. Straight towards B. Are they looking to immediately commit on this? I would imagine not. It's likely more so of an attempt to just run down the utility from that CT side. Of course, they would expect that the buy to be a little bit limited for Chaos, and you can see that is kind of their goal. Run down the utility, maybe reapproach this bomb site a little bit later. And look at the amount of util that Chaos are dropping right now. That is pretty crazy, because VP didn't even make any more knives. This is going to be a tough hold at this point. They have a flash, at least in the possession in DJL, but that's it. That's it for utility to actually hold down this B bomb site if the commitment comes true. Positive is they've actually now called for the rotation, so we do see a couple of players coming over to join them. So they're actually setting up 4 players rather to try and hold this one down. Oh, and there we go. With the rotation having come through, they have a bit more utility in play. So VP haven't actually pushed forward. So this one is going to be extremely difficult. DJL gets the opening though. Botan going to join in as well. But the trades are coming back. Veggie and Mihu stepping up. There's another player, a second oranges that they don't check immediately. But Veggie again, every time he goes towards B, he seems to be able to find at least a couple of frags on the entry.
Indeed, whether it's going to be on the CT or T side, he's reliable on that bomb site. Relaxa is in a lot of danger, peeking into Snatchy, watching the angle with an AWP. That's a 15 to 14 if ever I've seen one. As Gustafsson again going to be going for the save. And VP pulling this back beautifully.
Beautifully indeed. Worried now for Chaos as overtime begins to look extremely likely at this point. The AUG at least going to be carried over for Freddy. Frog, he'll be able to drop over a rifle. DJL and Botan, I guess, could buy M4s and body armor if they wanted, but it's probably going to be some weaker weaponry so that they can also get utility in play. It's certainly not ideal. But maybe they can close it out with this one. We've seen them actually pull off a couple of the weaker buys already so far. There was a couple with the pistols, etc. early on into the game, early on into the half as well, that Chaos were successful with. But yeah, VP on this T side have been looking quite impressive. Pause comes true. This is going to be Chaos just discussing what they're going to try and actually do into this round, because they realize that they've really let this one slip away. If it heads into overtime, if VP can get the economy rolling and be able to continuously buy up, then I feel like it is going to be a real struggle at that point for Chaos. There we go. Pause has been resumed, and we are ready to get back into the action. Round number 30. Is it going to be the last round, or is it only going to be the last round of regulation? That is the question. 16-14, 15-15. They're the two options right now. And I feel like the 15-15 is probably looking a little bit more likely at this point. Definitely seems to be the case, but here we go. It is going to be a slow enough default, I suppose, to start things off from that east side. Chaos trying to get some control. They're not actually going to push forward on Banana to take that deep control, at least not within the first couple of seconds. They're going to be careful beforehand to make sure VP aren't trying to fight for it themselves. But in the end, they do manage to get Pleasant pushed up, which is ideal to see. When you have that SMG in play, you want to give that the opportunity to play up close, try and close in the distance in general, and maybe even try and upgrade to a rifle off the back of a kill. But still a minute and 15 seconds remaining, and of course with that there's not all that much utility for Chaos to work with. I mean, it's okay, they can certainly hold off a push if it comes in soon, but if we do see people trying to run down the time, etc., it could be a struggle. But Blessing, oh my god, so much damage. He gets the help from Freddy Frog, who takes one as well, eventually falls, but Snatchy's on 2 HP. Snacks is on 88, so he's the healthy one that's going to have to try and get this done. If that's how it ends, it's going to be heartbreaking. A couple of Augs, a Mag 7 in play. The bomb at least should be planted. There is a defuse kit though for Chaos, and they do still have a decent amount of utility as well to work with. That nade going to go in, may do some damage on Snacks, also down to 34. They're just both so weak at this point. This is not ideal. I want to see all the CTs work together, of course, coming in for this retake, and that's what they are going to be doing. Rotating around to join in for the CT spawn. They're going to look to try and push together. As long as they trade, they should have this win. Can they make it happen right now, or are we looking at the overtime? Snatchy on the up towards Banana. Of course, he's actually going to get smoked off. Flashes go over as well. There's a Molotov that's going to go in towards the back there. That's actually Snacks who goes down. It's Snatchy on 2 HP. The spam comes through. He's somehow allowed to survive. They need to get on the bomb. The kit actually is in the possession of Boatin, but he doesn't have time. What is that? It's overtime just because Chaos were too slow. I mean, that's one way to do it. Absolutely heartbreaking. That was... They just needed to go quicker. Again, taking too long on the rotation. They didn't want to go until the player that was still over an A rotated all the way over to help them. But because of that, they just ran the time down too far. That is an awkward way to go. Snatchy with that one frag, stopping the player from pushing in from Coffins, won them the round. He had 2 HP, that was all he needed. Didn't even need to get anything else done. He ran through the smoke and died. But as we said, Boatin just didn't have the time to get the defuse in, unfortunately. We have unfortunately lost Mitchell. He's gone somewhere else. He's ditched us. How dare he? But of course, I'm staying here. I'm gonna make sure we get this one finished out. And it's another overtime. That's, well, I wanted to say back-to-back overtimes just because we didn't really properly get to cast the Sprout versus Prosto game, of course. That one didn't go to overtime. That one was finished pretty quickly by Prosto as we only hopped in at the second half as well. So we've had already 2 overtime games. We had the initial one on Nuke between, I'm blanking already, Valiant and Havu. That's what it was. And an overtime now here on Inferno as well. Hopefully it won't be too long before we're getting back into the action, guys. As we of course don't want to see the momentum being slowed down. VP are certainly on a roll right now, which is good to see. As I said, this is the first time I've casted this exact 5-man since Bayali stepped down. That was only, I believe, around a week ago, maybe at this point, maybe even less. And Oculicious came in to take his place. Let's actually have a look at how Oculicious has been playing. I don't think we can see right now. Probably have a quick look at HLTV. I don't know if the scoreboard will be posted anymore. I don't believe it will either. So, oh, okay. No, I lied. The scoreboard actually does show us he's apparently 8 to 25. Okay, yeah, no, not doing too great. On the other hand, though, Snatchy having a good game. Veggie as well. He's been playing really, really well in this game. The amount of impact that he's actually had for VP, especially since they swapped over to this T side, he's been the one entry fragging and doing so very, very consistently. But looking at the CT side, Boatin leading the way on the entire server with 32 frags, 110 ADR. Followed closely up by Plessin, who also has had a pretty solid game. Are they going to be able to step up to close this out now in overtime? And are they going to get some help from their teammates? That's kind of the main thing I wonder at this point. As I said, I would expect VP now with how they played during that regulation on the comeback to be able to just carry that over onto the D side now. But here we go, we're getting back into it, guys. The pause, or rather the halftime break is gone. They've readied up, and we're getting right back into the action. 15-15. The magic number that both teams are looking to try and reach, of course, is 19. If we see 18-18, that means a second OT will come true. And of course, it is 3 rounds per half. So Chaos starting off on that CT side. They stick on the side they were at the end of regulation. VP on the offense. As it looks like they are just going to be going into a pretty standard default once again, leaving a couple players towards the bottom of Banana, looking to try and get control towards the apartments, etc. As Chaos are actually going to go for a little bit of a gamble early on into this round, which is good to see. Going to initially get that Banana control. Of course, they can then just leave Pleasant with the AWP to spot Banana. And it allows for a bit of a gamble towards A, as they do put a 4th player over in position to try and defend, and he's definitely needed, because in the apartments, the frag's all going in favor of VP. Both going to step up for one, though. A second actually being found, and he finishes off Snacks, who was already low HP. It's the 2 versus 2. Eventually, they manage to deal with that threat from the pit. It's Botan who sinks, but it's still Pleasant alive. He's the 2nd highest fragger currently in this map right now for Chaos. Can he get the 1 versus 2 clutch? Oculicious on low HP. Snatchy is still full, but he has the AWP. If he misses a shot, there's certainly a chance. And there we go. Pleasant steps in to get the opening. Potentially the next one as he spots out the head. He knows the position of Oculicious. Trapped in towards the back corner, and he jumps up with the AWP. Pleasant pulls off a 1 versus 2. And finally gets another round for Chaos. It's been a while. And unfortunately, it's too late to be able to close it out with just that single round. But it's a good start. They pick up the opening round here in overtime at least. It's Botan who sinks unintended pun. No, man, that was completely intended. I've probably done that one before, that pun, to be honest, so I don't think it's too special. I'm special though, my mommy told me. But yeah, double up setup on the T side from VP. This is interesting. There's 4 ups right now on the server. This is not something you see very often on Inferno. Maybe on a map like Dust 2, maybe on something like Train. But here on Inferno, a double up setup on the T side, and even then a double up setup on the CT side. It's rarer than it is on most other maps, I'd say. But there we go. Relaxa opens up. Veggie goes down early on. Snacks will actually go back and pick up an AK, which is good to see. So he did at least have that to fall back on, because when you're trying to commit to a bomb site, that's when it becomes really difficult with the op. But yeah, 5-on-4 Chaos. They're picking it up a little bit now since coming into the overtime. Oh, and that's a big miss shot by Relaxa. I may have just slightly jinxed it. As Freddy Frog also takes a good bit of damage, down to 32 HP. A 4-on-4, time getting relatively low. We're going to need to see VP very soon make a commitment with this bomb towards one of these sites. It looks like it probably will be towards A. But if they went now, then maybe they could even wrap in towards B. I don't think that's too likely, though. It'd certainly be dangerous at this point, because if they end up losing the bomb in the spawn or anything, they would be in trouble. So here we go, pushing forward. Oh, Freddy Frog could be in trouble. The nade. Apologies, I have hiccups, so that's making casting a little bit harder. But the nade, of course, dropping down. It put him even lower on HP. The flash comes in from Botan, though. Freddy Frog able to find one. Botan also able to pick one up quickly, which, of course, even with that single trade coming in, means it is actually a favorable position now for Chaos. A man advantage, but the damage has been done. Pleasant on the AWP. He spots a pixel, I believe. But maybe not. It was actually the other way around that the pixels were spotted. DJL quickly returns one after Snatchy was able to get a frag. But it doesn't matter, because it is in the end going to be Chaos able to clean up. It was a close round, but it is indeed going to be a quick 2-round lead for Chaos, kicking off the overtime. No money issues, at least, of course, for VP. With it being the OT, they have plenty of economy to buy for all 3 of the rounds. But they need to pick up at least 1. If we see Chaos taking this last round at a half, then the best that VP can do is to actually pull it into a second OT by having a flawless CT side themselves. So, certainly not ideal. This is going to be tough now. If VP actually want to win it in this overtime, they need to take 4 rounds in a row. Oh, and some good damage already. Snatchy and Mihu being taken down low to kick this round off. VP, they they seem to be falling flat coming into the overtime. This is so surprising. I thought this was where they do it better, not having to worry about the economy. And of course, after seeing how strong the T side was in general back in regulation, I honestly thought that they would be able to kick it off and show us something similar here. At least be able to pick up one round on the T side, but I don't know. It's not looking too likely at this point. Let's see. They're walking into an A stack, or at least it seems like they may be. They still have time to go back if they wanted. They could wrap around towards CT, but DJL getting aggressive. This could be dangerous. There's lots of players watching, but he's still able to find the quick double frag on Mihu and Okalicious and fall back without taking a single point of damage. Oh, and even manages to put more through. Snacks is on a single point of HP. Lots of singles. Relaxa takes a bit of damage himself as well, but it's just not a big deal at this point. It looks like Chaos are looking at a flawless half here on the CT side of OT number 1. And it may be all the OTs that are needed as well. Let's see. Snatchy low HP, Snacks low HP, both of the S's. It's Veggie. He's been doing a good job on this T side, but as he leads the way and walks into a crossfire, there's not really too much that you can ask of him in that position. It's a pretty tough spot to be in. He will be cleaned up by Boat, and of course it's 18-15. Map point for Chaos once again. Are they going to be able to close it out though this time? Because they had a few chances in the last half, in the regulation as well, rather. And of course VP now on the CT side. This is where they kind of struggled initially. Or rather, they started off okay initially, then they struggled, but I feel like that was kind of because they were never able to get their own economy rolling. So, let's see. They did have, if anyone remembers, a 5-0 lead to start this game off in general before letting it slip away. Double up setup coming out, Snatchy and Snacks. That's what we've seen being successful for them in the beginning of this game as well, before the money really stopped them from being able to pick it up. As Chaos, they go for 1-up on the T side. That's a little bit more normal than what we've seen from VP. If Chaos win this game, they are confirmed the best North American team. JK, of course. Because I know someone will take that really serious. Yeah, it's a slow round coming through right now from Chaos on this T side. Playing this safe, they know they only need that one round to go ahead and actually close it out. They get banana control to start things off. It's a passive hold from VP, not really looking to try and get aggressive. But it doesn't matter if they're looking to try and get aggressive, because the bullets are going to find them anyway. I'm not too sure what happened there, but Pleasant was indeed able to find one over towards B. DJL going to be able to drop Veggie. My auto director isn't working. This makes casting very, very difficult indeed. But a 5-on-3, I don't know. My casting is difficult right now. I don't know how tough this round is going to be for VP to actually recover from. Snacks is trying his best to deny the bomb plant, but he's not going to be successful. It's unfortunate. He gets a connection in with the op eventually, but bomb goes down, and with that, still the 5-on-3. I mean, it gives them a little bit more hope of Freddy Frog being low. And as Relax actually does drop Mihu trying to move in, it just gets worse and worse. I don't know what to say at this point. Snacks and Okalicious to save the day. It's not looking like it's going to happen. Okalicious in a 1-on-5. The newcomer, who's been having a very difficult game so far, is left all alone, and he's going to be instantly dropped by the op. It's a perfect finishing round from Chaos. A perfect overtime, as they don't actually lose a single round in it. And they make it quick. That's 19-15. Chaos, the Swedes, they come out on top of the polls. And yeah, just overall today, some very exciting games to see. Yes, I'm not too sure if my camera's on. It actually is. Wasn't too sure as Mitch had ditched us, so I wasn't sure if it was ready for, you know, just the one cam on screen. But I know it's ready to go now. But yeah, 19-15. It's so heartbreaking for VP because they were so close to making the comeback happen. They had a good start. I was like, okay, this VP is looking good. They were up 5-0 on that CT side. It begun to fall apart. We ended up seeing the half, I believe, going in favor of A7, if I recall correctly, to Chaos. And then although they took it up to, I believe, like 14-8 at one point, they let it slip away, went into overtime. We're like, okay, VP, they had a slow start. It was a little bit of an awkward game. Just had a shower. No, my hair's just very, very soft, so it's just really messy. Just like that, it just does it. But yeah, they had a slow start, etc. Rather, they had a kind of Chaos had a slow start, and they were still able to pull it back and take that win eventually, which is just good to see from that Swedish lineup. It's good to see kind of the experience coming together, and just overall a great day of CS. Even the Prosto versus Sprout game, sure we didn't see it all, but what we did, it was pretty entertaining, I do have to say. But of course, that's going to be it from us today, guys. Do make sure you come back. I'm not sure if we have a broadcast tomorrow. I'm going to get that confirmed, hopefully, by the producer right now. We do indeed. I know I'm not doing it. That's why I wasn't too sure if there was a broadcast tomorrow. But there will indeed be more ESEA MDL coming your way. So make sure you tune back in tomorrow. Just check HLTV. I don't know what time again. Don't know all the info. I'm just trying to help you guys out. Also, make sure you hit the follow button because that simplifies it even more because then you get a notification. But yeah, guys, that is going to be it from us. As I said, we're going to go ahead and send it off to some beautiful music, the choice of our lovely producing producer Misty. Mister. Okay, he is a mister. Definitely not a woman. But goodbye, people.